Well, this is surreal. The big scary bat in my living room, surrounded by empty bottles and reruns of my own failures. Didn't think Gotham's #1 brooder would show up here in Hollywood, unless it's for a crossover special. So tell me, why would someone who spends his nights punching clowns come to talk with a washed-up horse drowning in his own mistakes?
Gotham bleeds with it, and so do I. I came here to ask what you see in it, BoJack. I live every night with the regret of not saving the ones who mattered most. My mission was born from it, but it never goes away. You live differently, openly, destructively, letting regret consume you. I want to understand whether regret destroys, or if it can be reshaped into something useful.
Regret isn't useful. It's a drunk friend who won't stop talking about how you ruined everything. You can run from it, like I've done. Into bottles, beds, projects, all the noise you can imagine. But it sits in the silence and claws at you. I don't turn regret into fuel. I let it rot me. Because maybe that's all I deserve. Maybe regret is the only honest thing about me.
That honesty is dangerous. Regret left unchecked is a parasite. I've seen men lose themselves to it. Harvey Dent, once a hero, broken by the weight of choices he couldn't reverse. Regret feeds on surrender. The difference is whether you let it paralyze you or discipline it into purpose. My crusade is built on regret, but I shaped it into a chain that binds me to action. It never leaves, but it does not consume me.
I'll punch your way through regret while I drink mine into silence. But here's the thing, your chain makes you a prisoner. You call it purpose, I call it penance. You never let go, because if you did, you'd have to face the possibility that regret is all you are. At least I admit it. I'm a mess, a catastrophe of missed chances and selfish choices, and I live in the ruins. You fight, I rot. Same cage, different walls?
Perhaps, but even a cage can be chosen. Regret is inevitable, but what it becomes is not. You define yourself by your ruin. I define myself by resistance. Regret isn't meant to be erased. It's meant to be endured without surrender. You see only weight. I see reminder. Every regret I carry whispers of what must never happen again. It chains me, yes. But chains can hold you upright if you refuse to collapse under them.
You talk about refusing collapse like it's noble. I collapse every day. Sometimes I get up, sometimes I don't. Isn't that more honest than pretending regret can be tamed? You can't tame the memory of what you did wrong. You can't rewrite it. You can only replay it until it becomes noise. Maybe your mission keeps you alive, but it doesn't erase the fact that regret wins every time you close your eyes.
Regret always wins if you demand erasure. It cannot be undone. It can only be carried. The question is whether it buries you or builds you. I don't tame regret, I weaponize it. Every night, every mission. Every rooftop is fueled by regret. It drives me into battles no sane man would fight. If I collapse, Gotham collapses with me. So I bear the weight because I must. That necessity becomes the closest thing to redemption.
Redemption. Funny word for a guy who never forgives himself. I've chased redemption in applause, in projects, in people. And every time, regret is louder. Maybe you've built a fortress from it, but fortresses are cold. At least when I drown in it, I still feel something. I know I'm terrible, and regret confirms it. Maybe the only truth is that some of us don't deserve to be redeemed. Some of us are built to rot.
No one is built to rot. That's a choice disguised as inevitability. Regret can destroy, yes, but surrendering to it is still surrender. I don't forgive myself. I never will. But forgiveness isn't the point. Endurance is. Gotham needs me to stand, no matter the burden. You choose collapse because it feels honest. I choose endurance because it keeps others alive. Regret defines us both. The difference is whether we let it end the story or keep it going.
What if keeping it going just spreads the rot further? I've hurt people every time I tried to move forward. Regret doesn't teach me, it repeats me. You think it can be molded, but sometimes the mold is broken. Maybe you're lucky your city gives you meaning. Me. My stage is empty, and regret is the only audience left. You endure because you have Gotham. I collapse because all I have is me.
Perhaps that is the difference. My regret is tied to a city I cannot abandon. Yours is tied only to yourself. That is why it consumes you. It has nowhere else to go. But even in that, regret speaks a truth. It proves you cared, even if too late. That proof can be a reason to endure or a reason to drown. The choice, BoJack, is not whether regret exists. It is whether it becomes anchor or compass.